Here we go!
There's only 4 words.
This is Something Something Broncos.
This one's for Pat!
Let's go! Can you smell the salt?
There's only one person that carries the ball right here.
Yeah. Tim Tebow back in the system.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my God.
Denver's got a touchdown. Picked off by the Broncos.
Featuring Mike DeSico in Jess Place.
Let's go, son! Let's go!
Welcome to Something Something Broncos.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Something Something Broncos. I am Jess Place, joined as always by my partner in crime, Mike DeSico of Mile High fame. Mike, how is it going now that the draft is over? Now that undrafted free agency is over? Now that April is over? What's up, Mike?
I was so despondent. I did a mock draft the other day, and no, from the draft that already happened, I reran the simulator, and I ended up with Jadarian Price and Justin Jolie. So, I'm still having withdrawals from the draft is the point. And you know what? That leads me to another little thing. You know what I learned about this draft? I thought it was Justin Jolly, like a jolly old elf, but it's Justin Jolie, like he's related to Angelina. It's Justin Jolie. That's something I learned.
I'm a big fan of the Jolene Dolly Parton memes that
All right. Well, that's been a big thing for me. And you know what? He signed today. So he is officially a Denver Bronco, and Jonah Coleman's beginning a lot of the hype after the draft, but I'm excited about Justin most of all. I want that tight end. I hope he can be this guy, the guy who Noah Fant was supposed to be, and Greg Dulcich was supposed to be, Albert O was supposed to be.
tight end play for the Denver Broncos that's noteworthy or decent, interesting.
Yeah, and Dallin Bentley, he signed. I think he has a chance. He might be more of a project, but I have a feeling he's a kid who might be around for a couple of years. I mean, Jonah Coleman, obviously everybody's excited there. Red Murdoch is my new crush now since Heidenreich is he's on the Steelers. I'm feeling really good about this. It's weird. The least talked about draft pick might be Onyedem, our top pick, who was, early third round. So it's not like he's a first rounder, but he's kind of way under the radar because everybody's kind of hype about, I've even heard some good stuff about Mike Scott, the safety from Illinois who signed today. So it's weird because I'm really excited. But if you read like draft analysis, Denver's getting like a C, a D, whatever on the report cards. Yeah. But I don't feel like it's a C or D draft. Yeah. And you can't tell for a couple of years, but I'm excited. I think they did great.
I've seen so many draft grades of A or A plus, B. Draft grades are garbage. In the years where we ended up keeping nobody 3 years hence, we got great grades, and we had nothing to show for it when it really mattered. So take them with a grain of
right,
a spoonful of sugar.
It might help the medicine go down.
It might.
It just these are supposed to be experts who know more than we do. They don't. But I feel it was a good draft. It kind of takes us into our next little topic about how there's, we live in that Denver bubble. We have the blue and orange in our lives, and the national perspective is sometimes different. And it's still one of those things where I posted about this on Twitter the other day, where there's somebody undervaluing or underrating Bo Nix every single day. He's the 20th best quarterback in the league. He's the 4th best quarterback in the division. And I've just gotten to the point where I'm tired about reading the rage from Broncos fans on Twitter about, is Bo Nix underrated? He's underappreciated.
Hold on. I got one of these yesterday. It was a alert from NFL, and they were like, Bo Nix makes the list of top 15 quarterbacks on their rookie contract. And I was like, well, yeah, he was
obviously.
Championship game, and he wasn't in the game, but he got there, damn it.
Right.
It's crazy to think that he might be on the cusp. It's like I hate to tell you guys, you can make all the preparations for Bo Nix to come to dinner, but he's already there. He's got the napkin tucked into this collar. He's ready to go. He's got his knife and fork out. He's eating. And if you don't notice him, that's on you. Broncos country already knows Bo Nix is the real one.
And that's my point. I think he is who we think he is. Can we just stop being so offended as Bronco fans every time somebody is going for the low-hanging clickbait and saying, oh, Bo Nix is the fourth best quarterback in the AFC West? They want you to be mad about that. So stop feeding into it. Sometimes it's good to get that national perspective because we are in that Broncos bubble. Maybe he's not as good as we think he is, but he's certainly better than they think he is. And I'm just getting tired of all the hand-wringing and angst and anger from Bronco country every time one of these things comes out, because it's just to fill space. It's a dead time. So that's my little rant.
I totally agree with you, man. Like it is 100% disrespect. I don't know. It also comes down to like Broncos country, right? We haven't been relevant in 10 years. And so a lot of that is kind of, pent up wanting to be acknowledged for how awesome the Broncos are. Like we had to kind of wear it over the last 10 years. And now we've got some shiny objects and we want to show them off and we want people to see them and acknowledge them. And for what it's worth, it is maddening that they aren't. But that is the charge that we all have to carry as Broncos. It's going to be another year or two before we get that thunderous respect that we are so accustomed and that we crave.
Yeah. And, Bo Nix may be a limited quarterback in some ways, but damn it, he's our limited quarterback and we love him. He doesn't have those physical tools that pop off like a Caleb Williams or whatever, but the man wins. He plays good football. He beats you with his brain, with his arms, with his legs. Ain't nobody here wanting to trade him.
He's also got a great attitude and wants to win. There's so much to like about him. It's hard to believe that he's Broncos country's best kept secret.
Right. It's like I wouldn't trade him for Drake May. I wouldn't trade him for Jaden Daniels.
No.
He's and to me it's the point every time one of these ranking stories drops on Twitter, there's everybody's just like angry and rah, rah on Twitter about it. And I'm like, at the point where go for it, keep hating, because it's just going to make it that much more delicious when he beats your ass. So keep the hating coming. You just don't have to feed into it, but underestimate him at your own peril.
That's fair. I mean, has it already happened, Mike? Has the league, have all the prognosticators went ahead and picked the Chargers again to win the AFC West like they do every year? Are we early? Are we early in the season? Has that happened yet?
I'm assuming the Chiefs are, I've seen some over-unders where the Chiefs and the Chargers reach at like 11 games and the Broncos were at 9.5 games. And those I don't get mad about at all, because it's all about where can the casinos get you to spend your money. And they're like, oh, the Chargers and the Chiefs, they're going to be so great again. I'll definitely bet the over on that. And so those things don't bother me as much because they exist for a wholly different reason. But yeah, we're picked to be third in the division again so far. Maybe we will. Who knows?
I mean, we are returning pretty much the entire team that we had last season.
I think that's the problem. A lot of people, like Sports Illustrated, released their offseason grades for the AFC West, and they gave Denver a C+ because that's all they did was run it back. Oh yeah, they added Jalen Waddle, which is pretty darn dope. But nobody thinks highly of our defensive class. But the Chiefs get a B+, the Raiders get an A. What did the Chargers get? This is from Sports Illustrated. The Chargers got a D, so they're not high on the Chargers. But
it will happen. They will be the pick to win the AFC West because they love to do that with the Chargers every year for only like the last 30 or 40 years.
Show me an NFL writer who doesn't love a Harbaugh. They get like 2 extra wins on all their predictions just because we love the Harbaughs. They love the Harbaughs like, Vrabel loves reporters.
No, he just loves one reporter.
One reporter specifically. But the point is they get a little bit of that bounce, and so do the Chiefs, and for good reason. They still got Mahomes. They still got Andy Reid. So they're going to get that little bump. But like you're saying, after these 10 years of not having anything, I'm still enjoying playing the underdog. I still love proving the doubters wrong and being the I told you so guys. So I'm okay. Bring the hate on.
I don't know. Are you really like the underdog guy? I mean, you wear your jersey to school Friday. Yeah. You pound that chest after a win.
Yeah, but because it's like, I told you so, because the kids are like, oh, they're not going to win. Bo Nix is average. I'm like, yeah, come at me now, kid. Where are you at? You were talking loud last week. Where are you at now? I like being underestimated. I like people thinking oh, well, you only won because of this. Yeah, but we won. So I like that. I like having the haters out there. So let them grow, let them fester. You just don't have to take it personally. Have fun with it.
Well, and it's not all on Bo Nix.
No, not at all.
Also has a tremendous defense. There's a lot to love about this team. And so Bo Nix is a tiny part of it, and he deserves a lot of credit.
Yes.
But I'm sorry to tell you, Bo Nix fans, this is a multi-dimensional kind of team that is built to go an entire season into the playoffs. So, if you want a team that is just all about Bo Nix, this ain't it.
This ain't it. This is a team that's going to play defense. This is a team that's going to see Dobbins and Jonah Coleman batter you. This is going to see a team that's going to have Waddle doing something. Joe Lee's going to be amazing. And let's not forget that we have who's probably the upcoming defensive player of the year in Red Murdoch, who probably forced somewhere between 20 and 30 fumbles this year.
I'm sure. You think it's that low?
Well, he's a rookie, so I'm being conservative. But I love this kid. I was reading a story about him on The Athletic. Nick Kosminder wrote it. He does such an amazing job covering the Broncos. And just hearing about this kid, he's one of those kids who he loves football. Football is not what he does. Football is who he is. And he works his butt off. And every time I read something else about him or I read something else about Jonah Coleman, I just love these kids even more. And, we talked before the draft about what is your Bronco profile. And I said it was like characters, integrity, kind of that character. Who are you going to bring to the locker room sort of a guy? It seems like these are two of those guys that are just exactly that. And I'm so excited to watch them ball this year. Mr. Irrelevant, bring it on.
Leaders of men. Like, does it get any better? I mean, that's what we want. That's what Sean Payton is always saying. That and some nonsense about a joker. Let's actually take a moment and just say, like, there hasn't really been much talk of the Joker role like there was last season. Is that put to bed? That's been a red herring. Should we just bury that right next to the Aqib Talib draft day splash the Broncos?
Right. Well, my opinion on that is internally, no, they still want that role. It's just that it overtook the narrative last year, and that's all anybody talked about. Joker, 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 Joker. So I think that's one of those things where Peyton were like, stop talking about it, stop mentioning it, but they still want somebody to fill that role in the offense, whether it's Harvey, Joe Lee, Ingram, Coleman, whatever. They still need somebody to do that. I think they just lost track of the narrative last year, and they're burying the narrative, not the role.
It's when you start doing individual branding to certain players or positions, that's when you get in hot water.
Right.
If they don't perform, then people come on podcasts like this one and say, I thought we had a joker. We didn't have no joker. There's no joker plays. There's no joker on the field. What are they doing? They're lying to us, Michael.
If you're watching this on the video, his face, he committed to the bit there, and I loved it.
Oh, Michael, I'm telling you.
My Lord. Yeah, I just think it became one of those things where, like, there's pressure was on Harvey or Ingram to be the Joker. Is he the Joker? How is the Joker doing? What is a Joker? And now they still need somebody who can do that role, who can create those mismatches, who can, do all that Joker stuff that we talked about last year. To me, it's just a branding thing. That role exists within the offense still. But
what does that mean? Like we have been fans of the Broncos long enough that we've seen a wide swath of Broncos tight ends, right? Everything from Clarence K on down.
Orson Mobley, there's one for you.
Yes. So why say Joker? Like, why? Because that's kind of like an all-encompassing thing. Like, they could theoretically just say, we want a player like Shannon Sharp. We want a player like Julius Thomas. We want a player.
Everybody does. Well, they call it a Joker because it's like in a deck of cards, it's a wild card, right? So they, instead of saying they want a wild card, who, where's RJ Harvey going to line up in the slot, out wide? Is he going to be in the back? Is he going to catch the ball? Is he going to run the ball? That's what they want.
Well. So
he's all about creating mismatches.
That's the problem. That they created this new thing. It was like, oh, it's a Joker. It's unlike anything we've ever seen in Broncos country. It's this new thing. It's an all-encompassing role. It's going to be amazing. When we've already had tremendous tight end play in that Joker tradition that I think they're looking at. And so, in your mind, when you hear Joker, is it like that Shannon Sharp, that Julius Thomas kind of role? Like, like they may have overextended expectations by not just limiting it to what we already know.
Yeah, because with all the talk about the Joker, the narrative was set up to be this is the pivotal part of our offense. If we don't have this, our offense won't be that. And so then when we didn't have that, I mean, Ingram wasn't what we hoped, but he still had 50 catches. RJ Harvey wasn't what we hoped. He still scored 12 touchdowns because is he going to be the Joker? Is he going to be Alvin Kamara? Is he going to be Jimmy Graham? Or as you call him, Daniel Graham?
It's a big Graham family.
It's a big graham cracker. That's all I know. So yeah, then there's that expectation, but also the same thing. If we're like Justin Jolie, he's going to be Shannon Sharp. And then when he's only 80% of Shannon Sharp, which is still great, he's a disappointment. So it's like, stop calling him this, that, just let him go out and play football. Right.
Well, I think they can do a better play. Everyone got so excited about the concept of a Joker, right? Like a Joker fixes shortcomings in your hand, right? You don't have the card you want, so you need the
right.
wheel. And so we didn't get that. And so am I hurt? Yes. I was sold a bill of goods. No, it is what it is.
You buy a lot of weird bills of goods though. So, I mean, you got to take that with a grain of salt. You buy stuff that people text you about.
I'm glad you brought this up because
we're pivoting here now.
I may have
financial advice.
Stay tuned. Bought a storage unit from an auction.
What? And how exciting!
I was gonna do a little storage wars,
right?
Fun, and so I bought it, and it was in the middle of nowhere in New England, and so I went.
Can I ask how much you paid for it?
Yes. So this is key. It was like $100, and then I pay a deposit because if you don't clean out the storage unit, they take your deposit. So I had to pay like $100 deposit. So I opened up this storage unit that I had bought, and it was like some of the most dirty, disgusting belongings I'd ever seen. And so I start going through it, and I have my sons there, and they think this is absolutely there's all this trash. It's all trash. It's like it is junk. Like, what were you gonna say?
Well, I'm picturing the Silence of the Lambs. Remember when she opened up his storage unit in there, and there was a car with a head in it, and
oh god,
that's what I'm picturing here visually. Is that scene from Silence of the Lambs? Well,
I think it's interesting that your mind went right there, but no, it was old bed frames and an open box of like the guy, whoever had owned this before, like his bathroom toiletries, like he had some like toenail fungus stuff that was like leaking out. And so I quickly came to realize that this was way more than I chew, and there was no value. So I did what any sane person do. I just closed the door, kissed that $100 away, and drove off with nothing. Really, I mean, I had like a small box of maybe a couple tools that I kept.
Yeah, like, it would have cost you more to like make a dump run in time and money than it would be just to walk away from the deposit.
So I may have left this part of the story off. I did the car, and I was like, well, I'll just take all this crap to Goodwill because it's $100. And so I drove like 30 miles to like the nearest town, and Goodwill was closed, Salvation Army was like all the things were closed, and I'm like, so either I have to like illegally dump this crap, crap, or I just throw it back in the storage unit, and that's
so you drove all the way back.
I drove back because take it home with me.
So against this backdrop, give us your financial advice, Jess.
I would say do not buy storage units in New England.
I don't know, man. I'd say go for it. You're going to find somebody's Civil War, Revolutionary War trinkets in there in New England, and you're going to just be like, oh, my God. You're going to be on Antiques Roadshow. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. I say keep going. Do it again.
I learned my lesson, Mike.
No. The lesson you learned was the journey was the lesson.
I had visions of like selling stuff, money, or finding like a treasure of some sort.
Right.
Using that to buy all sorts of Broncos memorabilia for my podcast co-host, Mike DeSico. And it just didn't happen. And I'm okay with it. It's kind of like the Joker. See how I brought it back around?
Did you open up a picture frame and see if there was like a map printed on the back of a picture or something?
No, all my visions of Goonies adventures or anything like that immediately dashed once I found the small vial of toenail fungus.
Yeah. I gotta tell you what, I bet you that moment as you were driving to your new storage shed and it was the possibilities were endless. I bet you that was pretty good.
It was pretty good. Me and my kids, we were like super excited. And then reality, I'm like, don't touch anything. all gross. It's all
Right.
touch it. So
I'm watching Breaking Bad again for like the third or fourth time. You couldn't find the one with like, $80 million in it, but they can't all be winners.
yeah, no illicitly gotten drug money.
Yeah. So I guess the next big thing that's coming out is we have our schedule releases coming up.
Yes. Do we have a date on that, or is it still like the end of the month, maybe?
It's still pending. But do you care? I mean, like, do you care like who we open up against, this, that?
Yeah, I care just because it's something to talk about. I mean, it's something to like look forward to. Does it matter? Like, you order, like, I mean, the NFL makes a lot of hay over the schedule release, and I get it, but like, does the week 7 opponent on Thursday night really matter? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to like not finish up with a 2-game roadie or something, but you don't know because by the time you get there, you're looking at these games and like, oh, look, this guy's hurt. He's not playing in this game. And so you can't tell anything about the schedule really in May. So it'll be fun. I'll look over it. I'm sure I'll be unhappy because we have a 3-game road trip and we're playing in Kansas City in January again because we always do. But, it is what it is. It's a schedule. Put it out and move on.
Well, I have to remind our listeners to do a big schedule release spectacular where we break down the schedule and give you our preliminary record prediction.
Well, that's what I meant by move on. Do all the amazing, cool things on Mile High Report. That's what I meant. What did you think I meant? That's what I meant.
In fact, Mike, let me just pull this little sticky
note. What do you got here? He has a sticky note.
I have our predictions from last year. Do you remember what you predicted in this AFC Championship?
I think I predicted the Broncos would go 14-3 and narrowly lose the AFC title game.
No. You were close. You were the pessimistic one between the two of us. You had predicted 11-6. It will not make the playoffs.
No, I had will make the playoffs, but I think they would win one.
It says will not.
I think I meant a one and done there. Because if you win 11 games, you're making the playoffs.
I see. I had us at 12-5. I said yes. We have one playoff.
You were more right. Jess wins.
I win. But you know what? That doesn't matter. That's last season. That's last season.
The thing I said last year was that we could get better and the progress isn't linear. That doesn't mean we're going to win more games, go further this year. And it's going to be the same thing this year. We could be a better team this year and not win 14 games. So.
Yeah. Well, with the healthy Mahomes, who knows? Like, there are things that could happen. Like, Justin Herbert could like figure out how to play football. Like,
Jeff, let's be serious here. I mean, this is a serious podcast. Let's not mixed up. Come on.
Would you like me to go into further detail on the storage unit that I bought?
Oh, I would. But you know what? I'll be honest with you. I think this is about time to wrap it up and leave the listeners wanting more.
Is it already?
Yeah, Stephanie's texting me and she says, wrap it up.
Chicken pot pie.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Chicken pot pie.
Well, all right. So this was kind of a fun little show. You got to hear about my storage unit. We talked about the Bo Nix disrespect. And what else is there? There's a little draft picks. Talked about that.
We'll have rookie mini cap happening, so we'll be able to talk about that. We signed Nathan Peterman and Kurt Warner's son to be camp arms, so exciting.
Yeah. I'm kind of I got Kurt Warner fatigue, Mike. I don't care about Kurt Warner anymore. It just happened.
The good news is you won't have to.
And I was like, I can live my life independently of Kurt Warner for the rest of my life, and I'll be okay.
All right. He's the storage unit of quarterbacks. You've just packed up and moved on.
I just closed that door and just said, whatever's inside, I'm going to let it go.
All right. It's been a pleasure, Jess.
No, Kenny, this is not podcast.
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get late.